Good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. I certainly am, because out here on the porch with me is Tom Stebbins with the Master Gardeners of Hamilton County. Good morning. I saw you in the parking lot. You and I pulled in a little before I got here this morning.
Right.
And I said, oh, Tom, go ahead and set up as I head on inside for a minute. I'll walk up the stairs here, and you have gone flower shopping in our parking lot.
That's right. I thought I'd bring it home because I bet you, well, I know you know your plants better than most, but there's probably a lot in nature that you don't know.
So much,
and there's
a lot
that I don't know. There's hundreds, thousands of plants out there. By using your phone, an app called iNaturalist, you can almost name every one of them.
So
That's amazing.
I think it's interesting that so many people, I'm in this camp, enjoy my gardening and being outside because it takes me away from the technology, but it's one more example of how it can benefit you.
Exactly. You know, a lot of us nerds, science nerds, when we go hiking, we'll take some field guides with us in our back pockets or our knapsack or whatever.
Right.
And a lot of times we won't get them out. Maybe we'll cut a piece of the plant, put it in, and try to identify it later. Then it'll be all shriveled up. But with this app on your phone, iNaturalist, and it was developed by a nonprofit, so I'm not trying to push anybody's business.
Right.
This was, and there's so many powerful things that can be done with this, not just identification. Once you identify something, you can have it for your own use, but you can also send it out to a world of experts, everyone, and that's the power of it.
You saw me kind of begin to speak because Tish Gailmar is going to be here from the Nature Center, and she's been talking about this for a while because she said you can take pictures of things or whatever, and you can submit it, and maybe you discover something that they don't have in their inventory yet.
Exactly. Reflection writing is a good example. Mark McKnight out there, he's probably a forerunner of this. He's probably got 2,000 plants, and the nice thing about it, then it's staked out. I mean, by doing that, it says Mark McKnight, identified this plant.
Right.
And then if anybody else shows up, if I show up at reflection writing, I may want to know, is there a Dawn Redwood somewhere in the park? I'll key that in, and it'll tell me exactly where to go, GPS-wise.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so you're going to show us how easy it is to use because some people like me are afraid of some of the technology.
I quizzed you a little bit before, but
I won't say anything.
Pick something that you don't know what it is.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I wasn't either, but pick it up once, and let's see, show it to everyone. And now I've got my iNaturalist pulled up. It's an app that you can load up pretty easy.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can do it one-handed.
I'll hold your microphone if you need me to, or you can just put it down.
And then what I do, you get into iNaturalist and you turn on the camera.
Okay.
And so my camera is going, and I pull it up to the plant. Bingo. I took a nice picture.
Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't work, but now I'm going to say I'm going to use my photo.
Okay.
And here's where I could send it off to everyone in the world, or I could just say, what do you see? What do you think it is?
Okay.
So the artificial intelligence tells you behind this will give you some choices. So let's see what. So it's working, and right there it says, we're pretty sure this is in the genus Viburnum.
Really?
And this is called, if you look at it closer, here it is, maple leaf viburnum. It might have made a mistake.
If you clicked maple leaf viburnum, then is it going to give you the growing information to let you know how big it's going to get?
It'll tell you where it is. It'll tell you where the location is. See, in the United
North
States,
America,
pretty much, eastern part of the United States. You'd have to go in a little bit deeper to find growing information.
But it's interesting because by having the location, that means that let's say you are at reflection writing or a trail near you, and you find something you think, oh, I wish I could grow that at my house.
Right.
You can take a picture of it, then do your digging to
you have to keep in mind that it was built for the nature study. Okay. Same thing for birds. Same thing you could use this for insects. I've used it at collections that I didn't know what they were, but it's also fairly good in the garden. There's probably some that are business.
As in a vegetable garden or a flower garden?
You could probably do pretty good in the vegetable garden.
Okay, now are these two different clippings that you have here?
Yeah, well, these are the same.
This is
and
the
this
same.
is
Okay.
one that gets me confused a lot.
Yeah, let's hold these three up, if you will, because these are a good example.
Right.
We won't go into using the app again, but this one over here is a cedar. Right.
It's a juniper.
See, I get it mixed up.
Yeah, well, that's where the app would do good.
And this one is a?
This one is a hemlock.
Okay.
And there's ways, I mean, we're not trying to tell people not to learn botany.
Right.
But it certainly helps you get a little step further. This one would key out as hemlock for sure, and this one, especially with the little berries, it really helps to have a flower or two, or a seed in that case.
And then there's this one, which I won't tell, I'll let you.
That's an arborvitae. And again, most of us, even people that are pretty good botanists, would have a hard time, with these three if you put them up in front of them.
Especially if the berries, for some reason, were not
Weren't
on
there.
the juniper. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's amazing. What I was, doing this morning, I wanted to show everybody this big guy. And you thought it was an elfin ear, which is a pretty good guess, but it happens to be growing right out back here. And it's a tree. It will become a tree called the emperor or the princess tree.
And it's invasive, so be careful if you go planting it.
It's very invasive. And actually along your edge there's quite a few beautiful invasives, you might say.
Yeah. So here's the great thing about it: if you hang around for a while,
that's right. Make good use of it. But it can grow. Gosh, that tree can grow 10 feet in a year.
Okay. What's this one you found? Do you remember?
That's a tree of heaven.
Tree of heaven.
They've got great names, but this is another one I found back here.
Why, does it get real tall and so it touches the sky? Is that why?
It can. It's again, it's an invasive. It lands in areas where where it was bulldozed. It's one of the first ones to colonize. So some people think it's terrible, and it is, but it also colonizes that loose ground first, and then usually over a period of time it dwindles out.
All right, a minute left. Everyone in Tennessee surely knows this little guy.
Right.
That's a mimosa tree.
Mimosa. And that would key out very easily, especially if you had the flower.
Right.
And many people think, wow, what a beautiful tree.
Also invasive.
But all these things have all kinds of seeds that flutter down and start very easily.
So you see how once you begin the conversation, it just goes on and on and on into something else?
I get hooked on it when I'm out and, just around my yard, or if I'm going someplace. I can't stop. I'm always taking, especially trees are very easy.
I've got to let you run, but the whole point of the Master Gardeners is to educate you besides fostering that love of gardening. So go ahead and download the iNaturalist app and use it the way Tom has suggested. But my goodness, if you want to learn more about gardening, whatever type of gardening interests you, they chances are have a class either going on or upcoming for you.
Upcoming, yep.
If you simply go to their website there on your screen, it's the Master Gardeners of Hamilton County. You can see a full itinerary of what they have in store.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Can you conquer the mountain? Soaky Mountain Water Park in Sevierville is open, and Channel 3 wants you to win